Okay, ready, Elina? All right, we'll do English then, national language. A tough match out there today. How did you get through it, especially in that third set?
Yeah, it was definitely a tough one. I mean, I didn't expect any other kind of match. Had a couple of big battles against Anna, of course, two losses against her. But yeah, today, for me, it was like just important to follow my game plan, to bring the best fight that I can, and yeah, I'm just really happy the way that the match ended up with the win for me in the tough battle and tiebreak.
Hey, she gave you a hard time in Madrid. What is bothering you so much in her game?
Well, I think it's difficult to pick one thing because Madrid is altitude, is very unique conditions. Also, you know, if you take my loss against her in New York, also it was like some issues in a way that it's difficult to say that one thing is something is bothering me, but she just plays really well against me. I think if you take the matches itself, I think she just serves big, goes down the lines, cleans the lines, and just playing a great tennis. So yeah, it sometimes happens like this. I think when people have nothing to lose against you, and is a bit, you know, they are going for it full, and you have to just find a way to win.
Okay, we'll do Ava and then Dan. Ava, just raise your hand so they see.
Elina, when you've lost 2 in a row to a player, what do you take from those losses? Do you try to shut them out? Can you explain a little bit more about the mindset of someone who's, you know, I know it's not like 10-0 or anything like that, but how does that work?
Yeah, luckily it's not 10-0. Well, I really sat down with my coach and, you know, talked about things that I can improve for the upcoming match. The things that I did well. Still, you know, in Madrid it was really bad performance from my side. She played unbelievable, and yeah, I think just find the tactically the things that's gonna work. I still beat her 2 times, so I could, you know, gave me the confidence that I could beat her. I beat her here as well, and yeah, it's just, you know, about this the tactical things that we really focused on. And, you know, bringing the fight, because when player is playing great against you, you need to be locked in, still, you know, following a game plan and, you know, find the ways to win. I think I played still a good tennis today. And, yeah, she was sometimes playing great, as like when in the third set it was 4-5. I think she won 8 points in a row. I didn't do anything wrong in that moment, but she was just unbelievable. So you just have to put your head down and keep working and finding the small opportunities to dictate.
Okay, Dan and Molly. Dan?
Elina, given the conditions and the difficulty of this opponent, where would you rate this among Grand Slam, your toughest Grand Slam first round matches that you've managed to grind through?
Yeah, definitely a top 3. I don't remember that kind of tough. Not only because I played against her, lost against her, but also I think it was pretty hot, and yeah, it was just yeah, difficult conditions, difficult opponent, and yeah, sat down. I had to really bring that confidence from Rome to step up my game and keep fighting. And in the end, I played some good tennis, second, third set, and was really locked in.
Okay, Molly, just raise your hand.
Congrats on the win today. I wanted to ask you, yesterday Marta Kostyuk came in here and she spoke about the impact of missile strikes in Ukraine and how obviously she had a very close encounter for her family. She spoke a little bit about how during the match it kind of kept popping into her mind and she had to find a way to focus. I wonder for you, obviously over the years of the war, how much has that happened to you where during matches you're having to kind of try to block that from your mind? Does it ever pop into your mind, those kind of challenges and those very difficult things happening back home?
Yes, for sure, and especially the nights like that, it was 2 days ago, it was a massive attack on Kiev and generally in Ukraine. I mean, we are kind of used to it in a way, but of course, in Marta's case, you know, when the missile is very close, landing really close to your home, to your parents, it's just terrifying, and you are thinking too much. Of course, you know, when there are other kind of situations happening like this, you know, you start to think about it. You start to think about just your life and what are you doing, you know, here in a way, because you know you could potentially lose your family. So I think it's just for all Ukrainians like that in general. We've been dealing with that, just maybe not always talking about this, but this is extremely tough, and I think is weighing on us for years and years now. Some nights are easier, some nights are more difficult. I think she handled it amazingly, and it's just really terrifying for us and for all the players who the families are still back there. And I think just for Ukrainian people, when you have a massive attack like this, it was over 600 missiles landing in Ukraine, and you're just really down and really don't want to do anything. You just, shut down.
Listen, you've had an amazing career. You've had to deal with so much off the court as well. Do you like the fact that a lot of people are considering you as a genuine possible champion at the end of the fortnight? Does that start to weigh on your mind at this stage, or are you able to dismiss it and just focus on the next steps in what's likely to be a very long and hot fortnight?
No, I'm not thinking too much. I think people are talking too much about it. I think, I'm in a good form, but I think there are still players who are more favorites than me. I think at least 5 players who are still they have bigger chances to win this tournament. So I'm not thinking too much about this at all. I'm just really focused on, firstly, I was really focused on the first round because it was a big challenge for me, and was not sure I would be in the second round. So I just put the hard work in. As always, focus on the recovery, focus on the game plan that I have to execute for my next round. And when you are playing well, when you are at the top of kind of like in the ranking, everybody is playing free against you. And I think like the example of Anna or other players, they have nothing to lose, so they bring their best game. And when you get into this position, that's a dangerous position to be, and you need to be really even more kind of focused on the work that you have to do on the court to beat those players, because they are playing the matches of their lives.
Congratulations. After the first set, it looks sometimes like physically it could be very difficult for you. And suddenly you were born again, and the second set was very impressive. What keeps you like with your strength so tough? Was it experience, the moment, or what factor? And after so many weeks playing so good and so months, what was a key that something made you really rise a lot?
Yeah, answering your first question, it's about the mental toughness. Of course, it's not always easy and smooth, and especially when you are not playing the way that you want, and conditions were really tough, really hot, and I was just trying to focus on my breathing, trying to focus on what I have to do on the court. I think with a little bit of nerves, it's normal that sometimes, you're not feeling at your best. And yeah, it's for me, it's all about the mental toughness and being really fighting for every single point, even if I'm break point down. I think there was in the third set really tough game in the second game. I think we played over 15 minutes, and I think only with just being strong and giving like all my energy into that game really put me through and put me back on the track, because I had no right to give her the lead in the third. So it's for me, it's been years and years that I work to be mentally tough, mentally locked in, playing every single point as the last one. But of course, on the other hand, it takes a lot out of you, out of your body, and sometimes. You can earlier can get burned out. Like for example, it happened to me in the end of last year, where in September, I couldn't anymore like just push myself. So that's why I'm still, learning in a way that I could balance my mental toughness. When I push myself, in the matches like this, I really push myself. I go through hell and walls in my head to be still aggressive on the court, to go for my shots and to not play safe, because if you play safe, it's not the way that champions do. So, and for me, it takes a lot of strength, the inner strength, to do that. So, I'm trying to balance that, and I think this gives me, of course, good results and good wins like today. But I have to find also the ways where when I push myself to 100%, that I also, have the rest and the balance of the scheduling and, just have myself a good rest before going into the hell again.